Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, I am going to deliver a lecture on the deduction of gas laws from kinetic theory of gases. Yesterday, we have seen the kinetic theory of gases. What are the assumptions of the kinetic theory of gases? The kinetic interpretation of the uh, kinetic interpretation we have studied yesterday. Okay, so today we will see the deduction of the gas laws from kinetic theory of gases. We have seen the different forms of the expression for the pressure exerted by the molecule of the gas, and with the help of these different forms of the expression for the expression for pressure exerted on the gas, with the help of that we can obtain the we can derive the different gas laws. Which are the different gas laws? The Boyle's law, Charles law, then pressure laws. These are the different gas laws. So these gas laws are to be derived from the kinetic theory of gases. So today's my presentation includes the introduction of the different gas laws, then deduction of Boyle's law from kinetic theory of gases, then we will deduce the Charles law from the kinetic theory of gases. Later on, we will deduce the pressure laws. We will deduce the pressure laws from the kinetic theory of gases. Then, lastly, we will deduce the ideal gas equation from the kinetic theory of gases. And lastly, we will discuss about the speed distribution curves. So this is all about my today's presentation. What is the ideal or perfect gas? That we have seen previously. The gas which perfectly obeys the gas laws is the ideal or perfect gas. Which are the gas laws? The Boyle's law, Charles law, pressure laws. These are the various gas laws. The ideal gas equation is PV is equal to nRT, where P is the pressure, V is the volume, and T is the temperature of the gas. N is the number of moles. N is the number of moles, and R is the universal gas constant. Then no gas is ideal in practice. However, oxygen, nitrogen, helium, and hydrogen are considered as ideal gases at ordinary temperature and pressure. So in actual practice, none of the gas is the ideal one. These gases will obey the gas laws only at the ordinary temperature. At other temperature, they will not obey the gas laws. Therefore, most of the gases are the non-ideal gases. Then we will see the expressions for the pressure exerted by the molecule of the gas that we have seen yesterday. I will summarize this expression, and from that expression I will deduce the different gas laws. So for that purpose, consider a given mass of ideal gas enclosed in a cubical vessel. There is a cubical vessel, and in that cubical vessel there is a 1 mole of ideal gas. Then the expression for the pressure exerted by the gas molecules on the wall of the vessel is given by P is equal to 1/3 Mn upon V into C bar square. So here M is the mass of each molecule of the gas, N is the number of molecules of the gas, C bar square is the mean square velocity of the molecule of the gas, V is the volume of the cubical vessel. So this is the expression that we have studied in the 12th. Then the P is equal to, pressure P is equal to 1/3 M upon V into C bar square. This is the equation number 2. So So m upon v, that is the mass upon volume, is nothing but the density, and that density is denoted by the rho. So P is equal to 1 by 3 rho into C bar square. Then deduction of the Boyle's law from the kinetic theory of gases. We will deduce the Boyle's law from the kinetic theory of gases. What is the Boyle's law? According to the Boyle's law, the pressure of a given mass of a gas is inversely proportional to its volume at constant temperature. That is, P is proportional to 1 upon V at constant temperature. And from that we get here PV is equal to constant. From the kinetic theory of gases, the pressure of an ideal gas is given by P is equal to 1 by 3 m into n upon V into C bar square. And from this we can cross multiply to the pressure by the V. So we get PV is equal to 1 by 3 mn into C bar square. It is equal to 2 by 3 into 1 by 2 into m and C bar square. At constant temperature, the average kinetic energy 1 by 2 m C bar square of the molecule of the gas will be constant. And for a given mass of a gas, n will also be the constant. Here in this expression, 1 by 2 m into n C square, n we will consider as a 1. Then 1 by 2 m C bar square, it is nothing but average kinetic energy of the molecule of the gas at constant temperature. And therefore, from the equation number 2, we get PV is equal to constant at constant temperature. This is the Boyle's law. Thus, we have derived the Boyle's law from the kinetic theory of gases. Then, the deduction of the Charles law from the kinetic theory of gases. So, what is the Charles law? According to the Charles law, volume of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature at constant pressure. And that is, V is proportional to T. Volume is directly proportional to the temperature at constant pressure. Here, pressure is the constant. From kinetic theory of gases, the pressure of an ideal gas is P is equal to 1 by 3 m into n upon V into C bar square. And from that, I will cross multiply by the P and V. So we get here V is equal to 1 by 3 into mn upon P into C bar square. It is equal to, I will multiply by the 2. So we get here 2 into n upon 3p into 1 by 2 m into C bar square. And what is this 1 by 2 m into C bar square? It is the average kinetic energy of the molecule of the gas. And this average kinetic energy of the molecule of the gas depends upon the temperature. Therefore, the average kinetic energy of the molecule of the gas is 1 by 2 m C bar square is proportional to the temperature. And we will substitute this 1 by 2 m into C bar square as a T. Then we get 1 by 2 m into C bar square, it is equal to alpha into T, where alpha is the constant of proportionality. From the equation 1, we get V is equal to 2 into n upon 3p into alpha into T. For a given mass, n will be the constant. Here in this expression we have to see what are the constants. So for a given mass, n will be the constant, and hence at constant pressure for a given mass of a gas, V is proportional to the temperature. V is proportional to the temperature, because here only the variables are n, p and t. Here we will consider the p as a constant, and n is the number of moles, which is also the constant, and therefore V is directly proportional to the temperature, provided that pressure must be the constant. and therefore for a given mass n will be the constant, and hence at constant pressure for a given mass of a gas V is proportional to the temperature, and this is the Charles law. Thus we have used the expression for the kinetic theory of gases to derive the Charles law. Thus this is the deduction of the Charles law from the kinetic theory of gases. After that, the deduction of the pressure law from the kinetic theory of gases. Now we have to obtain the expression for the pressure. Now according to the pressure law, pressure of a given mass of a gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature at a constant volume. Here, in case of a pressure law, volume is constant. In case of the Boyle's law, temperature is constant. In case of Charles law, the pressure is constant, and in case of the pressure law, the volume is the constant. So here, according to the pressure law, pressure is directly proportional to the temperature provided that the volume is the constant. And from the kinetic theory of gases, pressure of an ideal gas is given by P is equal to 1 by 3 m into n upon V into C bar square. So we will write this expression. But here, according to the kinetic theory of gases, pressure of an ideal gas is given by P is equal to 1 by 3 m into n upon V into C bar square. So I will write this expression as 2 into n upon V, 2 by 3 into n upon V into 1 by 2 m into C bar square. So here 1 by 2 m into C bar square is nothing but average kinetic energy of the molecule of the gas. And this average kinetic energy of the molecule of the gas depends upon the temperature. That is 1 by 2 m into C bar square is proportional to the temperature. And therefore 1 by 2 m into C bar square is equal to alpha into T, where alpha is the constant of proportionality. And therefore from the equation number 1 we get P is equal to 2 by 3 into n upon V into alpha T. For a given mass, n will be the constant, and hence at constant volume, for a given mass of a gas, pressure is directly proportional to the temperature at constant pressure. Pressure is directly proportional to the temperature, and this is the pressure law. Then from the kinetic theory of gases, we will deduce the ideal gas equation from the kinetic theory of gases. From the kinetic theory of gases, pressure of an ideal gas is given by, so here P is equal to 1 by 3 into m into n upon V into C bar square. This is the one form of the expression for the pressure. So this is the equation number 1. Now here we will consider the 1 mole of a ideal gas. We will consider here the 1 mole of a ideal gas, and in 1 mole of ideal gas, n, small n, that is the number of moles, it is equal to the capital N, which is the Avogadro's number. This Avogadro's number is the constant. The 1 mole of a ideal gas contains these number of molecules. So P is equal to 1 by 3 m into n, capital N upon V into C bar square. And from this PV is equal to 2 by 3 into 1 by 2 m into n into c bar square. Again here 1 by 2 m into c bar square is nothing but average kinetic energy of the molecule of the gas, and it is directly proportional to the temperature, and therefore 1 by 2 m into c bar square is proportional to the temperature. Or 1 by 2 m into c bar square, it is equal to alpha into T, where alpha is the constant of proportionality. Alpha is the constant of proportionality. From the equation 2, we get PV is equal to 2 by 3 into n into alpha into T, where n is the Avogadro number. So we know the ideal gas equation. PV is equal to RT for the 1 mole of ideal gas. So here, instead of this 2 by 3 into n into alpha, we will substitute another constant. N is the alpha, n is the Avogadro number, it is the constant. Alpha is the constant of proportionality, it is also the constant, and therefore in the right hand side of this expression there is only one variable, that is the temperature, and therefore PV is equal to RT. What we have considered R as 2 by 3 into n into alpha, it is the R, and it is known as the universal gas constant, and therefore for 1 mole of ideal gas, PV is equal to RT. If we consider the small n with the number of moles, then for the n moles of the ideal gas, PV is equal to nRT is the ideal gas equation. And for the 1 mole of ideal gas, the ideal gas equation is PV is equal to RT. This is the ideal or perfect gas equation for the 1 mole of an ideal gas. Why it is called the perfect or ideal gas? Because the gas molecule, ideal gas, will obey the gas laws, and therefore it is called as the gas is called as a ideal gas or perfect gas. Now after this, another important topic is the discussion of the speed distribution curve. Speed distribution curve. I have taken this speed distribution curve directly. There is a one law that is known as the Maxwell speed distribution law, and in that Maxwell speed distribution law, there is a one function which is known as the Maxwell speed distribution function, and it is given by n of c. N is the function of the c. N of c. It is the function of the c. C means speed. Speed of the molecule of the gas. It is equal to 4 pi m upon 2 pi kt raised to power 3 by 2 into c bar c square. C is the speed of the molecule of the gas into exponential of minus m into c square upon 2 kt, where n of c is the function of the c. It is the mathematical function, and this n is the function of the speed of the molecule of the gas. And we have seen that the speed of the molecule of the gas ranges from very small value to the infinity value. The molecule of the ideal gas are not at rest. The speed of the molecule of the gas is not a zero. It moves continuously from low speed to the very high speed. So here n of c is the function of the c, then m is the mass of a molecule of the gas. Here k is the Boltzmann's constant, it is the constant, and then T is the absolute temperature, and c is the speed of the molecule of the gas. This is the Maxwell speed distribution function. You have to remember this Maxwell speed distribution function, and it is the important from the examination point of view. so many times the question has been asked on this, that what is the Maxwell speed distribution function, and explain or discuss the speed distribution curve. Speed distribution curve. Here we will plot a graph between n of c, means n of c versus the c. Then that graph will be as shown in the slide. What is the speed distribution function? N of c is equal to 4 pi upon m upon 2 pi kt raised to power 3 by 2 into c square into exponential of minus m into c bar square, c square upon 2 kt. Now, if we plot a graph between n of c and c, then the distribution curves will be as shown in the slide. So this is the first curve for the temperature T1. This is the another curve for the temperature T2, and third curve is for the temperature T3. Here temperature increases from T1 to T3. T1 is a very small temperature, T2 is the moderate temperature, and T3 is the large temperature. So as the temperature increases, the number of molecules goes on decreasing, having the maximum speed. So we will explain this curve. In translational motion, no molecule has the zero speed at any temperature. I have already told you that none of the molecule is at rest. None of the molecule is having the zero speed. All the molecules are continuously moving, and speed of the molecule ranges from very small value to the very large value. Then second point about this discussion of the speed distribution curve is that for lower value of c, here for the lower value of c, the n of c goes on increasing. C square becomes more effective than the exponential of minus mc square upon 2 kt. Here in this expression for the n of c, there are the two functions. Two variables are there. One is the c square, and another variable is the exponential of minus m into c square upon 2 kt. So out of these two expressions, if the speed of the molecule of the gas is the small, then for that purpose the c square is more effective than the exponential of minus m into c square upon 2 kt. Therefore, as c increases, the number of molecules corresponding to it increases, and for particular speed, say c is equal to cm, the number of molecules is the maximum. Where is the number of molecules is maximum? At this particular point, the number of molecules is the maximum for a given temperature T1. So this speed Cm is called the most probable speed. Which speed? Most probable speed. Here in the most probable speed, the number of molecules having the maximum speed, there is a maximum speed, and that speed is the C is equal to Cm. M stands for the most probable speed. Now, as the speed further increases beyond this maximum speed, then the number of molecules goes on decreasing. Here, the exponential term becomes effective, and c square term becomes is less effective, and hence the number of molecules decreases exponentially toward the zero. Here you can see in the graph that the number of molecules goes on decreasing if we increase the speed above the particular मैक्सिमम स्पीड। यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं ये मैक्सिमम स्पीड के बाद the speed of the molecule goes on decreasing exponentially towards the zero. Then the fourth point about the discussion of the maximum speed of the molecule of the gas as the temperature increases. Here T1 is the very small temperature, T2 is the moderate temperature, and T3 is the again maximum temperature. As the temperature increases from T1 to T3, the number of molecules, the range of the speed is greater. Range of the speed is greater, and hence the curve becomes the broad. You can see here the first curve is the sharp curve, then the last curve, third curve is the flat curve or broad curve. So at a given temperature, the area under the distribution curve is equal to the number of molecules in the gas, and this number of molecules in the gas is given by n is equal to, it is n is equal to integral 0 to infinity n of C into dC. Here n of C is the number of molecules in the range C to C plus dC. Here the speed of the molecules ranges from 0 to the very high, that is the infinity. Okay, so this expression is a very important, and it will require for us for the derivation of the different speeds. So after that we have to derive the expression for the most probable speed, average speed, and the root mean square speed. So these three expressions are the very important from the examination point of view. Okay. So this is all about my today's presentation. So if you have any query, then you can ask. Otherwise, I will end this today's meeting.